blue for a boy, pink for a girl. Let's look introduction. Do you like doing any of these things, or would you like to do them? Write them down. I like in. I like playing football. I like cooking. I like making something at home. I like horsing. I like riding horse. And what's it? I like having fun with my family. And I would like. I would like to cook. I would like to write. I would like to play. And don't the same. Okay, what is your favorite school subject? It's a question for you. I think, of course, school subject it's English and French, but French you don't have. Okay, do you agree with any of these following statements? Look at the page 125 if you need to. This is a page 125. Here they remember the stories about different families and expect to do well, good at looking after other people, need keeping everything tidy, like keeping rules, are good at solving agreement, enjoy being with other people, are good manager and leader, don't mind changing their plans, after love taking risk, love have a good sense of humor, often refuse to do that other people tell them, are interested in study artistic subject. And last one, it's prefer being with adults, are quite serious, are afraid of failing, and hardworking. Solving, it's decide, yeah? Okay. Man and woman should earn the same salary for the same job. What do you think about this? And let's talk about this. Давай вот эти вопросы возьмем как часть говорения, которое будет на экзамене. Поэтому подумай, что ты можешь сказать по этому. Если, for example, if they need to have the same salary, why? If different, why? You need to answer. Boys find it easier than girls to use computers. Boys and girls should study the same subject at school. Boys are physically stronger than girls. In government, there should be the same number of men and women. A girl can ask a boy to go out with her. Mixed football team are a good idea. Girls find it easier than boys to talk about their feelings. Girls study harder than boys. Boys are braver than girls. I'm not agree with last one at all. Because I know many brave girls. For example, me in difficult situations, and I know many boys who are not brave at all. I know many boys who are coward. They are not brave. Like would like. Some sentences right are correct. Put tick against them. Correct the mistakes in other sentences. I like to hear from you soon. I would like. Я хотел бы услышать тебя вскоре. B. I will have a great time because I like visiting museums. Like visiting. Yeah, it's correct. I like you to join. Я люблю присоединиться. I would like you to join. And don't forget to. I like you. It's not point. Мне нравишься ты. I like you. Если приложим. I like you to join, to go, to help. Я хочу, чтобы ты. I asked her what she would like to do on Sunday? Соответственно, здесь правильно. Would you like go to the cinema with me? Would you like to go? Да, после would like to. I hope you like cycling as much as I do. It's okay, it's correct. Second one, reading and language focus, revision and tense. Here are two diaries, дневники, да, diaries. Work in the pairs. Student A read Monday from Jake's diary and student B read Monday from Lucy's diary. Choose the correct verb. Compare your answers to these questions. What does Jake think about Lucy? What does Lucy think about Jake? Okay, Monday. Yeah. I am ordinary. I suppose nothing special. Most important of all, not special enough for Lucy. Lucy is great, really pretty, and always smiling. In class, I sit as close to her as I can, because it's usually. But she never speaks to me. I will sit there until she notice me. Why not will? Because until. Until when, if нету будущего времени. This term I'm going to ask. This term, this time, this piece of study. This term I'm going to ask Lucy to go out with me, but I expect she will say no. I expect, я ожидаю. I'm pleased. I was chosen. Я был выбран. Не я выбрал, а меня выбрали. I was chosen for the school football team. I'm looking forward playing. After looking forward, we use in герундий. Playing tomorrow. То есть нам по-хорошему перед экзаменом нужно повторить еще те слова, после которых употребляется герундий. I'm fed up with boys. Honestly, when they свисту at you, they think they are really cool, but they are just embracing. And the only nice boy in our class is Jake, but I hardly know him. I always smile at him, then I see him, but I'm worried that he doesn't like me. Anyway, my mate Sophie told me that Jake was picked for school football team last week, so maybe I will go and support the team tomorrow. That's great. She likes him too. Okay. What we have about new words? What can be difficult for us? For example, first word it's whistle. You know, whistle whistles. Then they whistle at you, когда они зовут тебя, свистят тебя дословно. They think that really good, but it isn't true. They are just embracing. What is it? Они лишь позорятся. They are just embrace. Embrace это стыдно, позорно. Student A, read that Joke wrote in his diary on Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. They are in wrong order. Put them in the order and write the day at the top. Put the verb in the bracket into the correct form. Student B, read that Lucy wrote in her diary the same. То же самое про нее. Okay, let's do together. This morning, after coming out of their English class, соответственно, это было, правильно? Это рассказ. I looked или I was looking for Lucy. I think it was procession, yeah? I was looking for Lucy. Then, когда я, соответственно, после слова «когда», это слово указатель, я увидел. When I saw her with Gary Smart. He was really close to her, and he had his hand on her arm. То есть have в процессе здесь мы просто не можем поставить. So I was right. I'm sure they're going out together. I just ran out of the building. Выбежал. Ran. Что сделал? Okay, next one. It's C. What surprised Lucy and her mate Sophie? Came to match tonight's game. I scored a goal, but Lucy hardly noticed me. I think she was just there to see Gary Smart. I chatted to Lucy and Sophie after the match. Пообщался. And I still want, соответственно, хочу, второй глагол, to ask her to go out with me, but I'm afraid of, я боюсь чего? Боюсь сказать, то есть тут не получится сказать I'm afraid of to say, да? Вы должны назвать это процессом, допустим, я боюсь чтения, I'm afraid of reading, глупо, но не важно. Здесь имеется в виду, что после afraid of может быть только инговое окончание, да? I'm afraid of saying the word wrong thing. So maybe I напишу. I will write her a note instead. Так, okay. Changed my mind about writing to Lucy. I saw her, увидел, with her friends this morning, and они все смеялись. Точнее, в процессе они засмеялись, когда я проходила. Нет, наверное, они засмеялись, когда я прошел. They laughed, then I went past. Мимо. I must be one big joke to them. I heard Gary Smart talking about Lucy пока мы while слово-указатель на continuous, usually, yeah? То есть, обычно это на continuous указывает. While we were changing for football training, lots of girls liked him. I can't see why myself unless muscles, cool clothes, and a great haircut are your thing. Okay, great. She's going out with Gary Smart, but she wants me to do her homework for her. I must be class idiot. But perhaps if she thinks I'm clever, she will ask me for help again and we can become friends. Okay. Finally, found the courage to ask Joke about math homework. He didn't seem too pleasant, but he agreed, второй глагол, to help me with. Максим, мы кусок большой проделали. Давай ты проделаешь сам до конца на предмет разных времен. Что здесь может быть? У нас первое, если два глагола, это второй идет через частичку to. Следующее может быть герундинговое окончание, то есть чтение, там было same, потом может быть perfect, у нас его ни разу не было, но Здесь будет perfect. Дальше будущее время может быть. И процесс в настоящем и в прошедшем времени. И когда мы собираемся что-то сделать. Вот эти времена, они у тебя могут быть. Да, то есть все. Вот такого типа задания может быть тоже на экзамене. Оно чуть сложнее, потому что мы имеем практически все времена. Напиши, пожалуйста, таким образом, чтобы я могла быстро проверить. Буква J, подряд ответы. H, подряд ответы. I, подряд ответы. И так далее. G, подряд ответы. Окей. Так. Дальше we will listen. Тут все прослушивание мы откладываем на урок, понятное дело. Vocabulary spot. Some words are used mainly by young people or older people in their informal conversation. Match these words from the diaries on the left with their meaning on the right. Can you find any more words like this? Mad. What is it? Okay, let's choose easy. Cool. It's good. Mate. It's friend. Guy. It's a boy or man. My type. It's the kind of the boy or girl I like. Smart. It's clever, and mad. It's like crazy. It's angry. Like this. What's the most difficult? It's mad. That's it. Guy. Usual. Okay. Now let's look grammar spot. Hardly. Hardly plus verb. Look at these sentences. I hardly know Jake. I hardly notice her. С трудом. Does hardly go before or after the verb? Before the verb. Перед глаголом. Look at these sentences. We did hardly any maths. Hardly anybody like Jake. Which word go after hardly? Any and anybody else, so anything, anyone, anywhere go after hardly. Any goes after hardly and before the noun. Yeah, animal, anybody. Okay. Rewrite the underlined words using hardly. Oh, sorry. Whoa. I didn't see Monica for 10 years, and it was difficult for me to recognize her. I hardly recognized her. Now my friend is at university. I don't see her very often during term time. I hardly see her during term time. There was noisy party next door last night, so I hardly slept. С трудом уснул. D.E. Joachim Wagner, читаю. My cousin was hurt her foot, so she only danced once or twice the disco. She с трудом танцевала. I was only 4 then. My family moved from Scotland, so I remember. D и И, вот в тот листочек с ответами, просто вот эту всю фразу переписывать не надо, просто в конце. Она с трудом танцевала. Я мог с трудом помнить это. Дальше. Now complete sentence below using hardly and add any other words you need. The weather was fine nearly every day last week. It was hardly any rain. Едва ли был какой-то дождь. Да? Okay. Came to hardly anyone. Едва кто-то. Hardly anyone came to party because lots of my friends were busy that day. I bought a very expensive pair of trainers yesterday, so I have едва какое-либо количество денег. Hardly any money. То есть any, если есть следующее существительное. Anybody, anyone, если, соответственно, дальше идет глагол или что-то еще. Вот, допустим, в D дальше идет несуществительное, поэтому нам надо что-то типа, видишь, там in Britain, в Британии. Соответственно, может быть кто-то, например, D. Hardly anybody or anyone in Britain speaks Japanese. Получается, в И у нас глагол, соответственно, там будет не any. В F там существительное buses, там может быть any. И, соответственно, опять же, два предложения И и F. Впиши в этот маленький листик. У тебя получается то упражнение и по 2 фразы из этих. Дальше третье. Write some sentences using hardly. I hardly ever skiing. I have hardly any mistakes in my ОГЭ. Hardly anyone know me in France. Ну, совсем чуть-чуть. Before and after in. Grammar sport. Here are some sentences from the diaries. Before going home, we chatted, то есть до того, как пойти домой, мы пообщались. After coming out, после того, как мы вышли, и так далее. What do you notice about the verbs which follow after and before? То, что мы видим про глаголы, которые идут следом. Это герундий, глаголом окончанием. Понятно, да? Rewrite these sentences using before or after. Это твое любимое. Здесь немножко надо его включить, но иногда на таких упражнениях не включается. Lucy heard that Jake was playing in the match when she went to watch it. After hearing that Jake was playing in the match, Lucy went to the match. Jake played in the match, then he talked to Lucy. Получается, after Jake playing in the match, or after playing in the match, he talked to Lucy. C. Lucy asked Jake for help with her math, then she met him in the library. Before, да, начинаем. Before meeting Jake in the library, Lucy asked him to help with math. Еще одно. D. Jake saw Lucy with Gary, blah, blah, blah. After seeing Lucy with Gary, he left sad. He felt sad. Он почувствовал печаль. И здесь 3, чтобы ты сделал сам. То есть, опять же, чтобы мы увидели, правильно ты понял или нет. Если будет непонятно, будем разбирать на уроке. Вот такого рода фразы на самом деле должны быть в речи. See you later, hope to see you again. Thank you for everything. See you soon. We have enjoyed meeting you. Have a good journey. For example, when you will left from the exam, what you will say? Thank you for everything. Goodbye. Yeah? Спасибо за все. До свидания. Очень культурно. Thank you for everything. Goodbye. Okay. Let's look. Second one. Exam folder. We have here listening. Listening and speaking part we will do at the lesson. What we have else? Что у нас есть еще? Writing folder. Давай здесь разберем. Может, ты сделаешь как домашку. In this part of the exam, you are given a sentence. You have to complete a second sentence, so what it means the same as the first. Here's some sentence about going to a restaurant. For each question, complete the second sentence so that it means the same as the first. Use no more than 3 words. Так, то есть в этой части экзамена тебе дается предложение, ты должен дополнить его. В следующем. So it means the same as the first. Ну, должно значить то же самое, что и первое. То есть write only missing word. Написать только пропущенное. Example. Last week all students in my class went to the restaurant together. Last week everyone in my class went to the restaurant together. The restaurant is usually crowded because it's so good. It's usually crowded because it's такой хороший ресторан. Как будет такой хороший ресторан? Такой хороший мальчик. Such a good restaurant. Вот про such очень часто забывают, что оно редко используется. Важно помнить. То есть, вот здесь, по идее, что-то может стать. Это хороший ресторан. Здесь там может быть только усиление. Это такой хороший. A such good restaurant. Okay. Number 2. It's less crowded on weekdays. It isn't. То есть он не такой заполненный на рабочих днях. It isn't as or so crowded on weekdays. Before choosing our food, we asked the waiter's advice. We asked the waiter's advice когда выбирали, when we choose our food. Прошедшее. 4. The waiter recommended a fish dish. The waiter said, если бы я был вами, if I were or was you, I would have the fish dish. Ну, был тобой или был вами, соответственно, лучше здесь ставить наверняка were на вы. The service change wasn't included in the bill. The bill не включал service. Didn't include service. То есть, что мы увидели? У нас здесь была пассивная форма, у нас здесь было просто прошедшее время, здесь было с герундием, мы сделали просто прошедшее. Да? То есть, вот это все, что отрабатывалось на предыдущих уроках в другом формате, оно встречается здесь. Даже, в основном это все было в этом уроке. Дальше. В этой части экзамена you have to write the note, the mail, card, postcard. 30-35 слов. There are 3 points which you had to write about. Вот, что важно написать. Tell him which you and some friends are planning to go to the cinema. Write the note to an English friend called Jerry. То есть здесь мы вспоминаем ОГЭ письмо. 3 пункта. Там было 3 вопроса, здесь 3 пункта. Tell him which film you are going to see. Invite him to come with you and say then and where you are meeting your friends. Ну и в конце там не надо вот это твое любимое «Мама меня зовет». До скорой встречи. Best regards, best wishes, Максим. Точка. То есть полностью запомнить, опять же, куда пишешь, но помни, что пишешь английскому другу. Да, то есть это адрес не российский должен быть. Ну, хотя почему может быть в России? Ну, лучше, наверное. Но опять же, мы это посмотрим. Примеры у нас написания будет, мы рассмотрим, как это пишется. Пиши сейчас так же, как на ОГЭ. Дальше. In this part of the exam, you have to write a letter or a story in about 100 words. There are 2 questions to choose from. This part of the letter you receive from an English friend. I always spend my holiday with my family in the mountains, but this year my friend was invited me to go to the seaside with her family. What do you think I should do? Now write the letter to your friend, giving your advice. Write your letter in about 100 words. То есть здесь 30-35 вообще вкратце, да? Там, hello, Jerry. I'm going to see this film, I would like to invite you, and we are going to go with my friends. So we will meet at Palace Square at 10 o'clock. I'm waiting for you, for example. То есть это коротенечко, без best wishes. Я там сказала, что best не надо. Вот здесь полностью как в Гена. Стой, словочку. Здесь опять же. Or, your English teacher has asked you to write a story. Your story must be with the sentences. When we set out, the sky was blue and the sun was shining. Максим, сейчас для тебя сложно. Напиши 2. То есть, ну, второй легко пофантазировать там про голубое небо, про солнышко, которое светит, да. Напиши 2, потому что тут первый вопрос ты не очень любишь на такое рассуждать, но как раз руку надо набивать в том, что не очень нравится. И на самом деле произношение тоже. Дальше, вот у нас идет revision. Revision мы сделаем на уроке, да, по всем этим юнитам, повторим все эти темы.